When you think of Chinese martial arts, we all know what comes to mind. And I shouldn't be laughing. I trained this stuff for years. Not that. Traditional Chinese Kung Fu follows strict rules. Every movement is carefully choreographed through centuries of refinement. It seeks to cultivate the body as well as the mind. But when it comes to efficiency and self-defense, an increasing number of people are starting to realize it's not working. Chinese martial arts are fake. You obviously haven't met this man yet. Sure, laugh all you want. Put him in Bullshido compilations. But know this. What you are looking at is a modern fighting style so controversial, so effective, and so brutally pragmatic and unorthodox that it earned it the distinction the only martial art in post-1949 China with a legal kill count. I didn't want to believe it myself. I thought this dude is some joke. But what he has created has led to his students legally taking people's lives. In China, where even attempted murder or robberies can easily get you sentenced to death. Traditional martial artists scoff at him, but law enforcement and military personnel actively seek out his lessons. His name is Chen Hegao. His style, unlimited combat. Or as they call it on the streets, Mad Dog Fist. As my friend and I were researching this story, we were laughing and shaking our heads in disbelief in equal parts. So sit back and enjoy the story of a man that deserves more recognition. The real Karate Kid. December 1962, Hangzhou, China. A skinny child named Chen Hegao is born into a world that shows him little mercy. Small for his age and constantly tormented by school bullies, 8-year-old Chen began teaching himself martial arts from comic books. Can you believe that shit? That is real desperation. By his teens, Chen joined his school's martial arts team, hoping traditional Kung Fu would protect him from daily beatings. Literally the Karate Kid plot. But unlike Xiao Dre, his faith in the traditional methods was shattered when he witnessed his own martial arts instructor, supposedly a master of mixed Qingyi Quan, being brutally beaten by 3 high school thugs. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't he just use the snake mimic technique? What a loser. Chen then locked himself away, obsessively researching what truly works in real combat. This could have been the origin story of a Chinese Ras Al Ghul, but by age 23 in 1985, he had developed what he called close-range quick strike technique. And a year later, he established unlimited combat, rejecting all notions of honor and fair play in favor of brutal effectiveness.
叫做无限制格斗的防身术，这种防身术招招阴狠毒辣，挖眼睛、咬耳朵、踢下阴，根本不理睬传统的所谓江湖规矩。
His fighting style looks nothing like the martial arts community has ever seen. Nothing that I've ever seen. Instead of elegant stances and flowing movements, Chen would bark loudly, shake uncontrollably, and attack with unpredictable patterns, targeting eyes, throats, and groin. These animalistic, absurd movements and vocalizations earned his system the nickname Mad Dog Fist. In Chinese, Feng Gou Quan, a label that he never uses and that may have been given to ridicule it initially, but that would follow him all throughout his controversial career. What they didn't understand yet is that all of it had a purpose. The principle of no principles. Chen's fighting system is built on ideas that horrify traditional martial artists. Honor, dignity. His philosophy is simple. If you can attack from behind, never confront directly. If you can deceive and ambush, never be forthright and honorable. If you can fight as a group, never fight alone. If you have a gun, never use a knife. Always use a weapon before empty hands. If you can kill, don't just injure. If you can cause severe injury, never cause minor injury. Chen taught his students to weaponize everything around them. Scissors became his signature weapon. Small enough to carry anywhere, sharp enough to be lethal, yet not classified as a controlled weapon under Chinese law. But his arsenal extends to rulers, pens, triangular drafting tools, wrenches, and kitchen utensils.
这是一把大门钥匙，普通的人拥有它，就相当于苦练30年，上乘武功，一指禅的硬度。
He trained students in psychological warfare, spitting in opponents' faces, throwing dirt in their eyes, biting throats if necessary. He explained the barking is to scare opponents, raise your own level of adrenaline, reduce susceptibility to pain, and enter a state of rage required to act immediately. Most people dismiss his methods as disgraceful and primitive thuggery rather than legitimate martial arts. But Chen implemented one absolute rule that would elevate his system beyond mere street fighting. Every student must master Chinese law before learning a single technique. The first textbook is not a martial arts manual, it's the Criminal Code of the People's Republic of China. It's understanding the laws of self-defense.
不要去打架斗殴，一定要在合法的前提下去进行正当防卫或者见义勇为。
And you know what? You can learn his techniques right now as you're watching this video. I'm gonna link his training book in the description. It's completely free. Some of it looks like the scribblings of a madman, which it is. He drew this all himself, by the way. But it works. Just watch. The students who made headlines. While most martial arts schools understandably use tournament trophies to display their merit, Chen's unlimited combat became known for something far more consequential. Documented cases of his students who legally killed attackers in self-defense situations. 2001, Chen's student Feng was attacked at his rural home by 12 armed assailants. 12. Please get that in your head, okay? 12. These are not fantasy stories, it's documented cases. Employing unlimited combat techniques, Feng killed one attacker, seriously injured two, and sent the remaining 9 fleeing in terror. The Yulin City Police Department ruled it as legitimate self-defense. 2002, Chen's student Liu was confronted by 7 men with weapons at the Dongguan train station. 7. Using improvised weapons, he killed 1 attacker and severely wounded 3. The Dongguan prosecutor's office determined his actions were justified self-defense. 2005, Shenzhen.
说在这个深圳梅园路237路的车站上啊，说发生了一起命案。这个死者呀是个小偷，这个死者和他的2个同伙偷人的手机呢。而这个时候有一个叫做罗神贵的人，他看见这情况，是一把就喝止了那3个人。
When the thieves then returned with weapons, he used what? Mad Dog Fist. Resulting in 1 death and 2 severe injuries. Shenzhen's District Public Security Bureau ruled it as self-defense. This particular case received national television coverage, bringing widespread attention to Chen's controversial fighting system. In an interview, he claimed, "I was terrified. I didn't want to hurt anyone, but remembered my teacher's training. Better them than me." But not all stories ended in vindication. Chen's senior disciple Zhang faced 11 armed attackers and successfully neutralized 5. 1 kill, 4 injuries. But when he pursued the fleeing attackers like an actual mad dog, he took it too literal, his actions were ruled excessive self-defense, requiring him to pay compensation. He was one of his very first disciples, but Chen expelled him from the school as a reminder to all students, power without restraint leads to punishment, not justice. He's like a real-life Batman. From Outcast to Instructor. Despite not being taken seriously in traditional martial arts circles, Chen's pragmatic approach gradually attracted attention from organizations that deal with real-world violence daily. In 2004, Chen was appointed as a special instructor for a prison riot control unit in Zhejiang province, teaching guards how to subdue violent inmates quickly and effectively.
我对这个警文书方面应该说再进行改进一下。我接触过无枪支以后，相对我们无枪支可能要有一段的距离的。
By 2002, the Hangzhou Public Security Bureau invited Chen to appear on a television program teaching taxi drivers and traffic police how to counter robbery attempts. His demonstrations were so intense, with nothing held back, that some viewers filed complaint to the broadcaster.
攻击的时候，这剑可以攻击歹徒的眼睛。
By 2007, Chen's influence had expanded to the military, teaching specialized fighting techniques to a division of the People's Liberation Army. In 2009, Chen reached the pinnacle of his professional recognition when he was appointed as the Anti-Terrorist Special Operations Combat Instructor, that's a mouthful, for the Zhejiang Provincial Armed Police Corps.
对于普通民众来说呢，从我个人角度啊，我这么多年训练的这个经验啊，我觉得陈老师你的极微时刻反击术是非常高效的，应该是。
As I'm sure many of you know, most martial arts like Shaolin Kung Fu, BJJ, they require years and years, decades of dedicated training to get really good on a high level. But unlimited combat is designed for rapid acquisition by ordinary people, regardless of age, size, or physical ability.
我现在才练个7、8天，我就给大家说，能不能找个歹徒练练手？
Now, we should take such testimonials with a grain of salt. I, for one, would be very concerned about a false sense of security. That's the thing with self-defense. It's unpredictable. No 2 situations are the same. And if you end up taking more risks in your daily life because you carry scissors and you know how to bark, might not have the intended effect. So this stark contrast reveals a fundamental divide in the Chinese martial arts world, or maybe actually globally. While traditional martial artists condemned his methods as dishonorable, 没有武德, those who face violence professionally, police officers, prison guards, riot control units, military and special operations personnel, embrace the cold, no-nonsense efficiency of his approach. Modern relevancy and controversy. Very few fighting instructors have polarized public opinion in China like Chen Hegao. Following a brutal attack on a woman at a Tangshan restaurant 3 years ago that shocked China, Chen made headlines again by publicly advising people to use broken bottles, scissors, or whatever weapons available in such situations, to not hold back, to fight like an animal.
要守住做人的底线啊！ 今天你不管，明天就可能轮到你。
His comments sparked criticism from across the martial arts spectrum. Remember Xu Xiaodong? I talked about him before. He's also controversial for exposing fake kung fu masters with real applied combat sports and MMA. Yet even he called Chen a sick person running around with scissors and howling like a mad dog. That's the point, my dude.
我看完之后，很多网友让我评论，我说这就是神经病。 这是全世界神经病练的拳。
And of course, even the Shaolin Temple had to chime in. Buddhist monk Shi Endure questioned whether Chen's approach could even be classified as martial arts. And I get his confusion. This guy is not even talking about spiritual energy. How is it possible? They labeled his system as Nutbuster for focusing on grown attacks, which is very funny, because what the hell is this then? Huh? What are you guys training for? His unconventional weapons and tactics have been dismissed as low class and without dignity. Now, not unlike most other fake martial arts masters around the world, all the kings of Bullshido, even Chen has consistently refused to participate in challenge matches, stating that his system was designed specifically to counter dangerous criminals, not to compete with other fighters. My style is too dangerous for fighting. If I showed you, you'd die. 99% of the time when people say that, it's BS. But if you look through his handbook, his record, his students, the institutions that hire him, he might actually be correct. I'm telling you, this guy is built different. His stuff is different. What is barking like a dog gonna do in an organized match except entertainment? How are you gonna use scissors, throat biting, or whatever this is? He could literally use none of the things he actively teaches. His system is built around the scary, life-threatening event of an attempt on your life and everything that entails in particular.
我练过这些。 后来我明白了啊，练这些只能在同一个赛道上进行对抗，而指导歹徒跟我们不是同一个赛道，无法和他进行对抗的。如果你一定想用徒手的功夫去对付那些持刀的歹徒，那么你苦练20年甚至30年，你的成功率啊不会超过1%，剩下的99%就是代表着受伤甚至丢命啊。
Nowadays, Chen has expanded his teaching approach, forming partnerships with law firms to provide even more comprehensive legal education alongside combat training.
第一，对方是不法侵害；第二，对方是正在进行中；第三个也是重中之重，那就是轻易不要出手。只有对方对我们或者他人的生命的安全造成巨大的威胁时，那么就进行无限反击。
But online, particularly among younger generations, Chen has become something of a folk hero. On Bilibili, China's leading video platform, Chen's instructional videos regularly receive millions of views. People post countless memes, and fan-edited compilations of his techniques often bear provocative titles like Legal Guide to Killing and Judge of the Underworld. That would be a great comic book name for him, huh? Wouldn't that be a beautiful irony? He once tried to learn from comic book heroes, and he became one. Gorgeous. These younger viewers appreciate Chen's rejection of what they see as empty rituals. His emphasis on practical self-defense resonates in a society increasingly concerned with personal safety. As closing words, let me put it like this. This guy is crazy and unhinged. It's obvious. I am also not a fan of the fan-made memes trivializing murder and teaching how to get away with killing. I'm not 100% sold on his techniques, but I see the biggest value in Mad Dog Fist is how it mentally prepares you for self-defense. The state of mind it puts you in. Using everything, letting go, going 1000%. Survival. That being said, Chen is a fascinating man who built an entire system on his own, born out of childhood trauma. Zero nonsense. Zero peddling esoteric pseudo-religious crap. I respect that. If we put Shaolin Kung Fu on one end of the spectrum, I would place Chen's unlimited combat on the other end. These two are two opposite extremes. And despite his violent techniques, let me end on a quote from the Karate Kid movie that I know even he would agree with.
Best fights are the ones we avoid.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. These China videos are so much fun to make, but they're also a lot of work. All the research and assets and putting it together. So if you see value in these videos, I would highly appreciate it if you could click on join, become a member for as little as 99 cents, or go on Patreon and pledge a little bit over there. Think of it like this. Your money pays for the next China lore deep dive. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. If you like this video, check out the one I did about Jackie Chan and how he cursed every brand he ever worked with. It's a good one.